Good evening and welcome to Panorama News. My name is Dina Hussein and we start off with the political segment. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli witnessed the signing ceremony of 3 cooperation protocols at the Cabinet headquarters. The cooperation protocols are between the Ministries of Education, Higher Education and Scientific Research and Youth and Sports from one side and General Finance Control Authority from the other side. The protocols aim at spreading culture and awareness about non-banking financial activities for school and university students, in addition to use at sports clubs and youth centers. Minister of Education Dr. Tariq Shawqi, Minister of Higher Education and Scientific Research Dr. Khalid Abdul Ghaffar, Minister of Youth and Sports Dr. Ashraf Sobhi, and Head of General Financial Control Authority Dr. Muhammad Umran signed the 3 protocols. During the weekly cabinet meeting, Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli said there is a coordination with legislative authority to reach legal settlement for the issue of old rents. The meeting also reviewed the report filed by Minister of Higher Education and Acting Health Minister Dr. Khalid Abdul Ghaffar on situation of coronavirus pandemic in Egypt and worldwide. The minister said the total number of vaccines had reached 1,040.5 million jabs, of which 66.6 million were consumed and 28.7 million people are vaccinated, taking the first and second shots. At the meeting, the executive manager of the Public Authority of Investment and Free Zones Councillor Muhammad Abdul Wahab reviewed the special features of upgraded version of investment plan. He added that Egypt's plan for investment included 2,551 job opportunities. Madbouli assigned an official from each ministry to upgrade the investment plan with information related to investment opportunities. During the meeting, the cabinet also issued a number of firm deterrent decisions to face violations on agricultural lands. He also assigned concerned bodies to remove these violations. He also assigned Minister of Justice to study and draft a bill tackling structures violating agricultural lands and seizing them. Moving to the Libyan file, Arab League Secretary General Ahmed Abul Ghait expressed his deep concern about the latest developments in Libya, which he said could bring back the state of polarization in the country. A statement by the Pan-Arab body said there are Libyan leaders in political life who are fully aware of the higher interest of their country. The statement further added that such interest could be realized through reaching an agreement on an integral political process which leads to elections that renew legitimacy of Libyan institutions, regarding it as the best way of solution in Libya. Assailant struck by Libyan Prime Minister Abdul Hamid Dibeiba's car with bullets as he was returning home in the early hours of Thursday before fleeing, but he escaped unharmed. Libyan Parliament appointed a former Interior Minister as Prime Minister, a challenge to the interim Premier Abdul Hamid Dibeiba's administration. Dibeiba, appointed a year ago as part of the United Nations-led peace efforts, has vowed only to hand over to a government produced by the ballot box.
The Parliament of Libya on Thursday appointed a former Interior Minister as Prime Minister, a challenge to interim Prime Minister Abdul Hamid Dibeiba's administration. The Parliament Speaker Abdullah Blegi has said in a tweet that the House of Representatives unanimously approved Fathi Bashagha to head the government. Parliament Speaker Ogela Saleh has spearheaded efforts to replace the unity government. The Assembly had considered 7 candidates to lead the administration, but shortly before Thursday's confirmation vote, Saleh had announced that Bashagha's only remaining contender had withdrawn from the race. The move threatens to spark a new power struggle between the eastern-based Assembly and Dibeiba's administration based in Tripoli in western Libya. In a televised address on Tuesday, Dibeiba had vowed he would accept no new transitional phase or parallel authority and declared he would only hand over power to an elected government. His administration had a mandate to lead the country to elections on December 24th, but they were cancelled amid bitter divisions over the legal basis and the candidacies of several controversial figures. Both Bashagha and Dibeiba have the support of rival armed groups in the Libyan capital. The UN, Western powers and even some members of the parliament have called for Dubaiba to stay in his role until elections, for which a new date has not yet been set.
The Palestinian Liberation Organization has decided to suspend its ties with Israel and freeze its commitments towards any agreements with it.